Mm. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our live about emergency shelters. And today we have Gautam with us, who will tell us about Tweet Foundation's Aasra. Jamal, would you like to introduce Gautam? We cannot hear you, Jamal.
I cannot hear you. Try not connecting your headphones. Mine are.
Okay, so let me go ahead and introduce Gautam. Gautam is working with Tweet Foundation and he helps with running Asra, which is a emergency shelter home for transgender people in India. Okay, Gautam. So we have made a lot of questions for you, and Jamal made them all. Since we cannot hear him, I'll start asking you the questions. Can you tell us a bit about yourself? I did try to introduce you, but since Jamal could not do it, I think I didn't do enough good justice. Can you
Sure,
please
sure,
introduce yourself?
sure. So my name is Gautam. I work with Tweet Foundation. I'm also a board member at Tweet Foundation. I'm a project director of this short stay shelter home. We call it Aasra. This short stay shelter home is one of its kind because it's specifically for trans men and transmasculine persons. We provide shelter to very specific population, and it's more than just a shelter home. It's a, I would say, a home. Uh, Apart from providing the shelter, we also handle the crisis cases, like if anyone has nowhere to stay or needs a trans-friendly space, they can come and stay here. We also provide uh, uh, skill building classes and employment and other kind of services that usually people find difficult to get from anywhere. So we provide all kind of supports that anyone would need to stay in a home.
Yeah, that's great. And can you tell a bit more about Tweet Foundation and what you guys do with Tweet and how, what is your mission?
So Tweet Foundation specifically works for trans people in India, trans men, trans women, and whoever identifies as a trans person. We specifically, our major goal is to provide shelter in to people in India. We have another shelter home in Mumbai, which is under the government uh, as Garima Greh, and another we used to have it in Delhi. We recently moved to a new home, which I'm sitting here. It's in Gurgaon now. It's a bigger home. People are invited to visit this home anytime. And apart from shelter, we also help trans community with livelihood, employment, education, and other things.
Okay. So you currently have shelter homes at Mumbai and Delhi.
Yeah.
And where in Mumbai is it? Do you have any idea?
It's in Goregaon.
Okay. And in Delhi? Yeah.
And, we currently have it in Gurgaon. It's in Sector 24. So people can, if anyone wants to reach out, that where the shelter home is, you can go on the tweets Instagram page or Asra's Instagram page. We have a helpline number. You can anytime reach out to helpline number and we can help you.
Okay. So this concept of shelter home for us as transgender people, especially emergency shelter home, is new. So can you tell us a bit more what is this concept and a bit more about Astra as in yeah.
So I would start with the backstory how Tweet came up with this idea. So when Tweet started working with the trans men population in India. So before that, we started working around 2015 and we registered in 2017. Before that, people in our board, they saw that there are organizations working for uh, bigger community and of trans persons or queer community, and uh, even the work around trans persons is mostly around trans women. There was very less visibility of trans men, and thereby the needs were also, uh, less addressed by the support the trans community. So the bigger and biggest need apart from employment and education came up was people didn't have a safe space to stay. People, who were uh, being bullied at schools or not having a good environment at their homes, they needed just a safe space to stay. And we tweet continuously got requests that हमें हमें रहने का जगह चाहिए जहाँ हम रह सके हम बन के रह सके. So that's how we came up with the concepts. And before that, we also, before getting this starting with the Asra, a lot of people used to reach out to us with the crisis cases, like they have to leave their homes, they have to leave their town because they were being bullied by families or their people they were, they know, or even at their workplaces and schools, they had to leave their town or their homes. And उसके बाद all you need a safe space where you can stay. And ऐसे cases में क्या होता है, mostly people are not in well financial condition that they can afford a new home, और मतलब ऐसे बड़े शहरों में तो मिलना मुश्किल होता है if you're not financially well. So we got a lot of requests that people need home, and that's how we started with the concept of short stay shelter home. Initially, we started as a short stay shelter home that people can come and stay here for a while, for a couple weeks or a month, and then you can move out when you have a job or when you are, financially dependent. But we got to know that there's much more requirement, much more than short stay shelter home. And we gradually expanded कि लोगों के needs क्या है, लोग घर में तो आ रहे हैं, but they also need, education भी चाहिए उन्हें, employment में support भी चाहिए. So we expanded a bit from the concept of short stay shelter home. It is still a short stay shelter home, but we started providing other services as well.
Ah, very interesting. So अगर कोई ट्रांस पर्सन को आपसे कांटेक्ट करना है कि आसरा में क्या जगह है क्या एक्सेट्रा तो वो आपको कैसे कांटेक्ट कर सकते हैं?
So it's pretty simple. Anyone can reach out to our helpline. जो कि किसी को भी, if you can search tweet Asra on Instagram, आपको पेज मिल जाएगा, and there you can find contact details, helpline number. या आप उस पर कॉल कर सकते हो, आप उस पर व्हाट्सएप टेक्स्ट डाल सकते हो, और you can also drop an email. आपको contact details में email मिल जाएगा. You just drop a text or email, whatever you can, and we'll uh, get back to you. And जैसे भी आपको easy लगे, we can communicate the logistics कि आप ऐसे आ सकते हो. And we also help people अगर किसी तरह का crisis है, like people are stuck at their home. कई बार parents घर पे बच्चों को रख लेते हैं, मतलब बंद करके रख लेते हैं, कहीं जाने नहीं देते हैं. When they come out, या वर्क प्लेसेस वो छोड़ नहीं पाते हैं. When they come out, like पैसा कमाना भी जरूरी है. हम जॉब छोड़ भी नहीं सकते, but at the same time they are being bullied, or I would say verbal violence. They are facing verbal violence. So ऐसे केसेस में वो अपना शहर छोड़ने से डरते हैं. तो in that case you can reach out to us. We can help you in whatever way, even if it is legally. uh, we can help you in reaching to this place.
Okay, that's really good work. And आसरा में इनटेक के लिए एलिजिबिलिटी क्राइटेरिया कुछ है?
So currently, the only eligibility criteria for ASRA is that you have to be a trans man or a trans masculine person assigned female at birth, because we made this home specific for that certain population, because trans men or trans masculine persons के लिए रहने के लिए जगह मुश्किल से मिलती है. Being, I would like to add, being an AFAB person who is assigned female at birth, uh, हमें बाहर, अगर मेरे पास ऐसा भी है तो मुझे बाहर घर रेंट पे लेने में भी बहुत दिक्कत होगी, बिकॉज ऑफ माई, अगर मेरे डॉक्यूमेंट्स पे नेम नहीं चेंज है या मैंने मेडिकल ट्रांजिशन नहीं कराया है. सो that's the issue. So
Yeah. So, does a trans person, like trans man, have to prove that they are in a difficult situation, or do you just open your open arms for them?
it's open for all.
Hmm.
So having people who are in crisis is one bit. uh, जो लोग यहाँ पर आते हैं, अगर किसी का क्राइसिस है वो तो यहाँ आ ही सकते हैं. बट
Hmm.
इवन इफ यू आर कमिंग टू दिल्ली और दिल्ली एनसीआर और आपको रहने के लिए जगह चाहिए फॉर कपल डेज, यू कैन कम एंड स्टे हियर.
Okay, that's nice. And how much time does it take for usually for a person to get a spot or get admitted, or yeah, is there a waiting queue, or how is it?
Uh, there used to be a waiting queue when we were in Delhi, because that was a small home. It was a 2 BHK flat. So we had limited beds, like we had 5 beds. But उसमें भी अगर हमें कभी क्राइसिस केसेस आते थे तो हम अरेंज कर देते थे, एक्स्ट्रा 2 beds लगा देते थे. But now we have this bigger home. We have like we can accommodate around 15 people. और अगर उसमें भी क्राइसिस केसेस आ रहे हैं, we have enough space to emergency बेडिंग एरिया हम कर सकते हैं. सो आई फील इतना लिमिट वी कैन डू.
Okay, that's nice. And do you know any such uh, crisis shelter home for trans women? Because you are providing for trans men. So, do you know of any that's for trans women?
So the first thing that comes to my mind is Garimagra, that is currently running in around 12 to 13 cities of India.
Mm.
And Garimagra is not specifically for trans women or trans men. It is for the entire trans community. If you identify as a trans person, you can come and stay at Garimagra. Of course, उसके guidelines or eligibility criteria अलग होता है, because it's the project being run under the government. So that those things are different. But yeah, if you're a trans woman, you can go take Garimagra in your nearest city, wherever.
Ah, okay. So, you guys also run a Garimagra in Mumbai, you said, right? Ah, okay. Okay. So, your Asra project is not associated to the Garimagra.
No, no. So Asra is being funded and supported APPI, Azim Premji Philanthropy Initiative. सबसे पहले उन्होंने हमें सपोर्ट करा था. दे गेव अस द पायलट प्रोजेक्ट इन 2020. उसके पहले भी उसके 2020 के पहले भी हमने थोड़ा रन करा था इसे. बट
Mm.
वी उस वक्त कोविड था, सो वी गॉट सम फंड्स, सम लिटिल फंड्स, एंड तो थोड़ा डोनेशन से तो हमने लाइक छोटा स्पेस से स्टार्ट करा था, लाइक 2 रूम से. And then we got this project Aasra in 2020. So अभी तक तो वही सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं. एंड वी हैव मल्टीपल सपोर्टर्स जो छोटी छोटी चीज़ों में हमें सपोर्ट करते हैं, लाइक फॉर फूड, राशन हो गया, एंड कभी डोनेट कर देते हैं क्लोथ्स वगैरह. सो although it is majorly supported and funded by APPI, I would like to acknowledge that there are multiple supporters जिनकी वजह से ये गान चल रहा है.
That's great. And what is the capacity of the current house? You said around.
Yeah, I mentioned that earlier, that
Yeah,
we have
yeah,
capacity of 15 to 16 beds,
yeah.
but we can accommodate more if there are any crisis cases. For example, if we are full, we all the 16 beds are full, and there are any crisis cases, we can accommodate emergency cases as well.
Okay. Do you serve, or do you know any other shelter homes that serves uh, minor transgender people?
Uh, Sorry, can you repeat?
Do you help? Do you provide service to, or do you know any other shelter homes that provide service to minor transgender people?
I'm not aware of any organization or any shelter home that provides shelter to minor trans people, because
Mhm.
that's another tricky area, gray area, I would say, because of the laws we have in India. And also to mention that the another eligibility criteria that I skipped, that person has to be 18 plus to be here in Astra.
Okay, all right. And do you have, now comes the basic facility questions. Do you have internet?
Oh, we have Wi-Fi.
Okay, all right. And if I'm coming to Astra, can I bring my pets?
Oh, pets are welcome at Astra. Even we have this four-legged resident, a cat. We call him, what's his name? Uh, Jamal can remind me. I forgot.
Jamal has gone out already. He had issues with his computer.
He stays with us as well. So if you are bringing your pet, so I hope हमारा cat और आपका pet आराम से साथ में रह ले. Pets are welcome here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And can I cook my own food in Astra or?
Yeah. People do cook their own food. So it's like open kitchen है. आपको जो बनाना है, आपको जो खाना है, you can do.
Okay. One more question I have about infrastructure is, do I get a private room or do I have to share with other
So,
people?
so we have sharing rooms. Like in one room, we have like bunker beds and all. So in one room, like 2 to 4 people can stay. Currently, only 2 to 3 people are sharing because of the availability. It's a new space, that's why. But we can accommodate like 4 people in a room in a bunker bed system.
Okay, all right. And so the beds are separate or do I have to share the bed?
No, no, beds are separate. Definitely can't do that.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, all right. Um, and is there any private room for me to call someone or to have a talk with my family?
Yeah.
Um,
So apart from rooms and all where they stay, we also have Asra's office. We have living space. We have classes के लिए separate space है. We have garden and a front backyard. So there's a lot of private space where you can chill out. अगर अकेले में आपको बैठना है, if you want to read a book and just with your solitude, you can spend alone time and you can talk with your family.
okay, that's nice. And is there a curfew time?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a curfew time?
Oh no, there's because of the safety for people, we have curfew time for 11, but it's not like कि पत्थर की लकीर आपको 11 बजे आके अंदर ही for their safety we have said this कि you have to get back to home by 11, but if you're late you just let us know कि you are late and you are at a safe place जब जहाँ पे भी हो आप late हो because uh, the reason behind the curfew timing and asking them to let us know that why you're late and by when you'll reach. Many times it has happened that when a person comes and stays here, or let's say they are going out for something or they are working somewhere, parents come and threaten them that you have to go back home. And many times it happened a couple of times when parents came और वो जबरदस्ती बच्चे को वापस ले गए. So
Mm.
for their safety, we have to be mindful that they are safe and they get back home safely. And if they are stuck, they रात को अगर आए, they are stuck somewhere, so we go and help them to get back home.
Okay. And has you said that safety is a concern. So recently we saw in one of the care homes there was an issue. I mean,
Yeah.
shelter homes, there was an
Yeah.
issue. So is it something that you are also scared of, or yeah?
So yeah, that incident also shook me. But somewhere down the line I was always aware of these things कि ये ऐसा भी हो सकता है. So we have always been proactive with that कि ऐसा कुछ भी हो सकता है. तो हम जब दिल्ली में भी थे तो we sensitize the nearby police station and we have team ready of lawyers who volunteer with us अगर कोई ऐसा emergency case होता है तो हम फटाक immediately उसे legally solve करने की कोशिश करते हैं. Since we sensitize the nearest police station, तो we have their support as well. So chances, touch wood, chances are less कि आसरा पे ऐसा कुछ होगा, because हम पहले से ही ध्यान रखते हैं कि होपफुली ऐसा ना हो. सी आई फील कि उस केस में जो हुआ अनफॉर्चुनेट था, बट वी हैव दिस प्रोएक्टिव स्टेप्स कि we can, resolve these things immediately.
Yeah, as guess, I think that is one of the questions, like the security measures that you take. It's really good that you're um, connected with the local police. And uh, other than that, do you have any CCTV camera or things like
Yeah,
that?
for the same reason, for the safety reasons, we do have safe CCTV cameras in your external boundaries of the home and common spaces जहाँ से बाहर आते जाते हैं, so that we know कि अगर रात को that incident took place in night, अगर रात को कोई ऐसे इंसान आ रहा है, if someone is barging into the home, वैसे कोई ऐसे आ नहीं सकता है अंदर, but we will be aware कि कौन आ रहा है, so we can do our best to resolve that as soon as we can.
Yeah. And the food, is it non-veg or veg, and how many times a day?
It's both actually. मतलब residents themselves decide कि आज क्या बनना है. तो
Okay.
mostly veg ही बनता है because खाने वाले वो हैं. But we do have food जब खाना होता है तो since they decide कि क्या बनना है. And if I say तो तीनों टाइम का मील बनता है, like breakfast, lunch and dinner, and शाम में they have this tea and all. And I would like to mention that during the tea they have this chit chat on all after their classes, और जो भी जॉब पे गया है जॉब से वापस आने के बाद साथ में चाय बना के बैठ के पीते हैं, आज मेरे आई हुआ मेरे यहाँ हुआ. So that's a very nice time.
Yeah, that's nice. And how many people are you currently in the shelter home?
Currently, we have around 8 or 9 residents.
Okay.
Yeah,
And do people also some people also live there for longer?
yeah. Some people do live here for a longer period. We started it as a shelter home कि आप रहो कुछ टाइम तक, आपको जॉब मिल जाता है. If you are and you're financially dependent, you can move out, get your own place. But when people came and जिनको नौकरी मिल गया and they और उन्होंने बाहर रहा and they felt like कि ये घर तो रहने के लिए ठीक था, बाहर तो we can't stay. So they came back and they requested us कि उनको हम लंबे टाइम रहने दें. So there are people uh, who are working and financially dependent, but they are willingly staying here because they feel, you know, बाहर जाके आप डॉक्यूमेंट्स का प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है, घर सही नहीं मिल रहा है, लोग मिसजेंडर कर रहे हैं, डेट नहीं कर रहे हैं. So those things are very traumatic. Even I have faced that. So we, you know, there are like currently we have 3 residents who are working and staying here.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's nice. And how many days, when it's a short stay, how many days can a person stay in Asra?
So tentatively, it's 15 days. It's that deadline is for us कि 15 दिन के लिए कोई इंसान आया तो we have to help that person either to get into any course there where they can study, or we have to get them employed within those 15 days. But अगर किसी को उसके ज़्यादा भी रहना है तो they can stay.
Yeah. And do is there a concept where people use it as a buffer when they come out to their family? So just before coming out, they come to you and say, "I'm going to tell my family if at all some things go wrong, I come back to you." So
Yeah,
is
that
there?
that happens very often. That's uh, apart from crisis cases, that's the most usual case of resident we have. They are about to come out to their family, or they have came out to their family, and family's response is so negative that they come here that I can't stay at my home. That वो silence मुझसे बर्दाश्त नहीं होगी. वो डांट भी नहीं रहे, वो मार भी नहीं रहे, वो बात भी नहीं कर रहे. So like so emotionally torturing. So they come and stay here after coming here.
Yeah.
And
And
some of them also decide कि पहले मैं यहाँ आ जाऊँ फिर मैं come out करूँगा so that अगर कुछ होता है तो मैं safe जगह पे हूँ.
oh God, I should not laugh about coming out, but yeah, at
Yeah.
least you have a safe space. Yeah. So, and do you see uh, the families toning down a bit when uh, in the 15 days that people stay with you?
Uh, I would frankly say that honestly say that 15 days में कुछ नहीं होता है. It takes a lot of time. Sometimes we help them. हम उनके पेरेंट्स से बात करने की उनको समझाने की कोशिश करते हैं. I would say like there are some families जिन्होंने सुबह सकता it didn't take 15 days. ज़्यादा वक्त लगा महीने 2 महीने 3 महीने but उन्होंने समझा
Okay.
बस.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it takes a lot of time for families to understand. But I think,
But even that number is less.
yeah, 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 yeah. And we have lived with it for a lifetime, right? And for families, it's just for the first time they hear about it. So I think it's difficult. Mm, and is there any rules that are in Astra that you would like to mention, or some policies?
The rules inside Asra are the same rules that you are going to have in your home from your mother and father. कि खाना टाइम पे खा लो, खा लिया तो प्लीज प्लेट धो दो, एंड लाइक टाइम पे घर आ जाओ, बता दो लेट हो रहा है तो सुबह उठ के अगर ऑफिस जाना है तो सुबह उठ के टाइम पे गेट योर ब्रेकफास्ट एंड लीव ऑन टाइम, ब्रेकफास्ट करके चले जाओ. So rules are just same as like any can have.
Yeah. And do you, especially when people come out of crisis situation, uh, they are in a panic mode, and that's not an easy state to be in. So it can also be difficult for you people sometimes. I don't know, but some cases can be difficult. Um, do you have any specialists who are, uh, equipped to handle such situations?
I myself uh, is trained as a peer support provider, so I try to counsel them. But we do have a mental health specialist, not at ASA. They consult the resident remote, and अगर किसी को जरूरत होती है तो they can take the steps.
Okay, all right. And is there any cost involved in living in Asra?
No, no.
Okay, even for the long-term stay?
So there are people for like people who have stayed like for like 3 to 4 months, and just give me a second.
Sure.
Oh, I just remembered the name of our cat, Makun. I'm so sorry, I forgot his name. If he would have listening, he would have scratched my face. I have patches on my hand from the morning only.
Oh,
So yeah, there are few people who have stayed for like 5 to 6 months, since we have limited space, and we prefer that who are in any crisis situation only they can stay. मतलब उनको space का ज़्यादा ज़रूरत है, but there are people who requested it, just give us space. हम जैसे बाहर रेंट पे करेंगे वैसे यहाँ करेंगे. So we don't take rent, since rent तो हम पे कर रहे हैं, but it is a small funding. So we what we say कि आप खाने का पे कर सकते, like you can pay or whatever, we have not set a like limit. You can pay 1,000 2,000 as your food, whatever you want, and stay.
okay. No, that's nice to know. And what kind of, you said there are some skill development courses as well that happen for residents of Asra. So what, yeah,
Yeah, so we have Gurukul करके a wing of Tweet Foundation, जिसमें we provide skill building classes. The center is physically set up currently in Mumbai. But since we have moved to a new home, we'll soon start the offline classes here as well. So we provide the skill classes online. The courses are like minimal courses, English speaking, computer skills, or job readiness. How can you can build your resume? How you can crack your interview? Like simple ones that they might need. But if anyone is interested in any specific course or learning any specific skill, we help financially with that as well.
Mm. Okay, that's really nice. And I think I've almost reached the end of the questions. Yeah, I have one question for you. How did you get associated with Asra?
My story is same as any resident. So back in 2019, I got this in Delhi. I was not in a very good space with my family. As soon as I got the job, I wanted to move out. I started looking for places, but back then I didn't start my transition. My documents were on my dead name. I tried to get some houses. I saw some houses, visited some brokers, but it was very difficult for me कि हाँ मुझे मेरे आधार कार्ड पे तो नाम लिखा है but मुझे इस नाम से मत बुलाओ, don't use these pronouns for me. So it's very tough time for me. So I was looking for a home, कि कोई trans person रह रहा हो, मैं उसके साथ share पे रह लूँ. तो but at the same time I got to know that tweet. Back then I was also volunteering with tweet, but not like इतना indulged नहीं था. So tweet, then know at that time यही समझ में आ रहा था कि there are a lot of people like me who need this space जहाँ हम रह सके. And then we came up with this idea. उस वक्त मैंने when we came up with this idea वाली जब बात बोल रहा था उस वक्त मैंने ये मेरी स्टोरी नहीं ऐड करी थी, but that's how we came up with this home. They were this idea was in pipeline I think from a long time from the board, but यही था कि it was hard to implement because back then tweet was not I would say उतना फंडिंग्स नहीं था एंड उतना पैसा नहीं था कि एक घर रन कर सके बिकॉज सिर्फ रेंट ही नहीं होता, खाना दिस रेंट इलेक्ट्रिसिटी क्राइसिस केसेस है तो यू हैव टू हेल्प पीपल, यू हैव टू हेल्प पीपल विद हॉर्मोन्स एंड ऑल, अगर कोई और चीज आ रही है so there were a lot of things that they were trying to figure out, and there was no one उस वक्त full time employee who can help them manage the home. So when I was looking for a home, I spoke to one of the board members. Actually, one of the board members reached out to me that you are looking for a home. We have this home, and then I said, "Okay, I can help you manage this home. I just have to stay because my job was mostly work from home. Uh, बहुत कम मुझे ऑफिस जाना होता था. And then I said कि let's do this. I need space. I also want to work with the community. This is like the best thing I can do. So that's how I started with the Asra.
That's amazing. And I have another question. That is, when people, this is something that we see in Transgender India, when people reach out to us, that they, most of the time, there is a expectation that is uh, that the moment they reach us, everything is solved, but the problem still exists because we cannot help with building someone's life, right? So, I mean, we can do a bit, but it's a big process. So, is there, how do you deal with such a thing where people reach out to you physically, they come to your place, but then there is so much to be done for them, like they need HRT, they want to become a man at once, and everything. So, how do you deal with it?
Yeah, that's one of the most difficult tasks in handling Asra for me. Like घर चलाना is another thing, and अगर कोई इंसान ये पूरी expectation लेके आया है कि the day they step in this house everything is going to be fine, उनको ये कन्विंस करना बहुत बुरा होता है कि वक्त लगेगा सब कुछ ठीक होने में. आप HRT भी एक दिन में स्टार्ट करके नेक्स्ट डे आपका बेड नहीं आ जाएगा, सब कुछ ठीक हो जाएगा. इट विल टेक टाइम. So it is part of the counseling that they receive from us, from me and the counselor. So
Mm.
here they get the idea that these things will take time. But the good part is, there are when a new person comes to this home, there are other people already living. So मुझे उतना काउंसल नहीं करना पड़ता जितना वो अपने पीयर्स से बात करके उस घर के अंदर समझ लेते कि अच्छा वो भी आए थे घर छोड़ के इस सिचुएशन से, ऐसा उनके पेरेंट्स ने उनके साथ करा, या पार्टनर ने ऐसा करा, या जो भी वो क्राइसिस फेस करके आए, एंड दैट्स हाउ they dealt with these things. So not just me or the mental health professional we have, resident themselves help the new person in the home that these things will take time, but we are here for you. You have this place, abhi rehne ki jagah mil gayi hai, take your time, and things will be fine gradually.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's important. So you as Astra provide shelter, but uh, and what happens to them after they have uh, got out of Astra? Where do they stay usually?
So it's up to them actually. If when they are going out of Asra, so people who go out of Asra are usually ones who got the job and skilled enough to get a home. क्योंकि पहले महीने के सैलरी से घर नहीं मिलता है. They stay for नौकरी मिलने के बाद भी they stay for like a month or few days to save up to get a new home. So वही है जिनका नौकरी लग गया वही जाते हैं घर से बाहर when they can. But there are some cases that uh, are working for me. Parents come and take them, and like they say that we will,
Hello?
uh, yeah, sorry, there was a phone. So parents come and take the child, saying things like that. We won't treat you the same way we used to, and everything will be fine. We accept you the way you are. But the moment they go back to home, we receive call from them after like just 2 days or 3 days that they are not treating me the way they promised while taking me away from us. So I could just uh, people who move out of Asra can be divided in these two scenarios. Either they got a job, they are financially independent, or they have been taken by the parents. So now we are more careful with these things when parents are taking their child. They are they have contact with us. अगर आप घर जा रहे हो, अगर आपको घर पे जाकर के कोई दिक्कत हो रही है तो आप हमें बता सको. We follow up with them. आप घर पे हो, आप ठीक हो, and all. So these are the things that we learned with time. Starting में when we started receiving these kind of things, they went back and they are having the same problems. And there have been multiple cases. They went back home and they came back to us again, like after 2 weeks or a month. So yeah, so mostly people who get a job and get financially independent, after then they move out of Asra.
That's what you prefer as well.
Yeah.
Okay. And now, one more general question outside Astra, just being a trans man. Uh, is it difficult to find a house as a trans man, especially during transitioning?
Yeah, especially during transition. A person, a trans man, if they want to stay closeted, they can get a home, which is also very difficult. I have been in that situation. It was very difficult for me to get a home when I was when I didn't start my transition. I had my dead name on my ID cards. I couldn't bear that pain of dysphoria. That's why I ended up with Asra, which was good for me actually. But while you're transitioning, the problem is your Aadhaar card or your government IDs might not have your preferred name and gender, and your face might not align with your government ID cards. And in that case, it is very difficult to make the broker or the owners understand that I am a trans man. Uh, I will prefer this name, and I need this one. And there are ample number of cases when people are going through transition and they are looking for a new home. They don't get a home. either they comply with their situation कि लोग मुझे मिसजेंडर करेंगे बट आई नीड दिस होम, तो मैं डिस्फोरिया के साथ यही रह लूँ। एंड और या फिर ये होता है ओनर्स और ब्रोकर्स डायरेक्टली से नो दैट वी कांट गिव।
Okay. And do you have any tips from experience, as in to find a house during transitioning, uh, or anything like to transition uh, in a safe place?
Yeah, the only tip I have for people, if you can finish your education, uh, don't sometimes it's dysphoria that uh, lures us out of our house कि मैं जल्दी से हार्मोन स्टार्ट कर दूं, मैं जल्दी से सर्जरी करा लूं। if if you have a safe space to stay at your home or wherever you are, please complete your education and get a job, or help, or ask for help to get a good job. Be financially independent, because uh, that's the only thing that is going to help you. Even Asra cannot support you for your lifetime. We can help you stay here for some time, for a month, few months, or like an year also. If you want, you can stay here, but in the long run, it is very important that you have that financial stability to uh, have life that you have always wanted. So if you can finish your education, or if you're starting your transition, make sure that you are financially independent or have that financial stability.
Yeah, that's very important. That I also think that it's any of our initiatives, if Astra, TI, or anything, it's all useful when there is a means to build the life.
Yeah.
So I think it's very important to complete education for all of
Yeah,
us.
for me it's sad when I say that you have to be financially independent. Like पैसा इतना जरूरी नहीं होता है, no, but for a trans person पैसा जरूरी है. I have to accept that fact and be material, judge me as a materialistic person, but that's the harsh truth of life. पैसा नहीं है तो I won't be able to live my life
Yeah,
as a trans person.
yeah, because हर किसी के लिए I've also seen there is a trans tax. अगर like घर लेना है तो ब्रोकर एक्स्ट्रा लेगा क्योंकि जस्ट आप ट्रांस हो, एक्स्ट्रा लेगा क्योंकि हाउस ओनर एक्स्ट्रा लेगा. So those things are also there which I have experienced. I don't know about, I think a lot of trans people whom I've met also have said just because they're trans, things become more expensive for them. That's also there. So I think it's very important to be quite, I mean, to have your sustenance.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. Thank you so much for all the information that you gave us today, Gautam. I'm sure it will help a lot of people. And along with this talk, we will also mention uh, the means to reach you and to reach Astra. Uh, Once again, thank you very much from the bottom of my heart.
Thanks to Transgender India and you, Nisa, for having this live. I mean, this will again help a lot of trans persons, specifically transmasculine person, to know that they have a space. Even if you are in Delhi NCR, or you can come stay here. We usually have some fun activities going on in Asra on weekends. You can come and visit, drop by for a day or two, have that buffer time you want from your home or workplace. So you have a home to go to.
Yeah, I can't wait to visit Astra just for a tea. I know I can't stay there. It's a men's house.
We
But
would
I
love
was,
to welcome you. We would love to welcome you.
yeah.
Please do visit us.
Yeah, all right. Okay, then have a nice evening.
Yeah,
Thank
you
you
too.
very much. Yeah, bye.
Bye.